All right, so we're looking here at quarter 3, standard 1. We're combining like terms. We're just going through the original test here. So it's a good place to review for your retakes. So this first one here, negative 7x squared plus 2x minus 3 minus 8x plus 2. Like terms, the ones that we can combine, are going to need to have the same variable, but also the same exponent. So when I see this term right here that has minus 7x squared, that's the only term that has an x squared in it, so I can't combine that with anybody else. I'm going to go ahead and circle my terms here to show you. So that's just going to come on down. Negative 7x squared. Looking for my x terms now, there's a plus 2x, and notice that we think about the sign or the operation to the left of the term. Sorry, to the left of the term there. So that's plus 2x. And then if we go over here, this is minus 8x. There's a minus sign in front of it, meaning to the left. Well, that's like 2 minus 8. As you remember from last quarter, 2 minus 8 would be negative 6, so minus 6x. You can also write that as plus negative 6x. That would be the same thing. And then finally here we have our constants, which are always like terms. So this is minus 3 and plus 2. So that would give me, so minus 3 plus 2 gives me minus 1. So there's your first one. On to number 2. Negative 8x plus negative 2x plus 5 plus negative 7. Let's look for my x terms again. I'll use the same colors. So I have minus 8x and plus negative 2x. That is like we're doing negative 8 plus negative 2. That's going to give me negative 10x. If I started at negative 8 and I went 2 more in the negative direction, I'd be at negative 10x. Now the constants, which of course are the 5, this is a plus 5 and a plus negative 7. So I can kind of think of that as like 5 minus 7. That's going to give me negative 2 or minus 2. All right, on to number 3 now here. I'm going to slide this up. We're distributing. So in this one, we are going to distribute the number on the outside to each of the terms on the inside. That means I'm going to multiply 9 times 2x, and I'm going to multiply 9 times 3. Well, to do this, I do 9 times 2, and that's 18, and I just bring the x down. If I have 2 x's and I multiply it by 9, I end up with 18 x's. And then 9 times 3 is just 27. My last one here, sometimes these can get a little tricky with the negatives, so we're going to distribute the negative 7 to the 5x, and we will also distribute it to the minus 1 here. 2 ways you can think about it. I'm going to show you both of them. I can think of this as negative 7 times 5x. I'm not going to simplify it yet. I'm just doing that part. And then I can think of this as a subtraction sign here. And then I'm multiplying negative 7 times positive 1. If you do it that way, it's going to be the same answer either way. If we do it this way, this is negative 35x. And this would be minus negative 7. Because negative 7 times 1 is negative 7, and we're subtracting it. Now, this we know this is the same here. Minus negative 7 is the same as adding 7. Well, you could also think of it this way. So an alternative here is to think of it as negative 7 times 5x, and to treat this like a negative 1. So some people think about this as like plus negative 7 times negative 1. The important thing here is if you change it to plus, then the minus sign goes to the negative 1. If you keep it as subtraction, then we treat it like a positive 1. And then you'll see, of course, this will be negative 35x again, and this will be negative times a negative is a positive. And these are equivalent. You know that minus negative 7 is the same as plus 7. All right, that's standard 1.